there. Saturday, he's there. Instant cash on the spot for your valuables. See David Ellis today.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Hey, welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. We do want to interact with you live on the show at any point during the program. If you'd like to ask a question or engage in the conversation at 303-632-4160. Angel in Vegas, that means you've got me, and I have our next guest, who is the Vice President, a small business banking manager, and a Better Money Habits champion of Bank of America. His name is Matt Croker. He says that Denver's a hot market for millennials who are attracted to the city's job prospects, according to the new Better Money Habits Millennial Report. We're going to have a conversation about that. Matt Croker, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Hey, Eric. Thanks for having me.
Very nice to have you on board. And Matt, let's start with this. This is a nationally syndicated business talk show, and yet this particular report focuses in on the millennials in Denver. Am I correct?
Yeah. So we've got a little bit of split data between the two. So I have some with the national, and then we obviously drilled down into Denver, which is a hot market for us overall.
Yeah, absolutely, and we appreciate that. It was one of the reasons we've got you on. So let's talk about the 30,000 foot view before we zoom into the mile high view. What's going on with millennials and their financial awareness in the job market going on in a national scale? Yeah.
So when we did this survey at Bank of America, we really were out to figure out, hey, what does the financial lives of our millennials look like? And a lot of us sit there and scratch our heads and not really sure. And so this really drilled down. I think one of the first things that we noticed, at least nationally, about 4 in 10 say that the city that they live in they are there because of the employment opportunities in general. So they're out there, they're looking for jobs. And when we look at Denver specifically, that number jumps to almost 60%. So you can tell that they're out there, they're looking to start their careers. And then specifically with their jobs, what we found, about 20% nationally are part of this new gig economy in terms of their career, which are, more freelance jobs. They're not going to an 8 to 5, 9 to 5 workday. Yeah. They're working 1-2 jobs at a time. And then moving on from there. So it's very interesting stuff.
It is interesting that you mentioned the gig economy, and we should talk more about that here on this program, simply because I see the trend as well. And, one of the major online producers that are encouraging the gig economy is like a group called Fiverr, who says, you need a project done, I'll do your project. And it's that kind of thing. Now, I'm surprised to see that 60% of millennials here in the Denver economy are saying it's because of the opportunity. Although I can say Denver is growing faster than any other city that I'm aware of. What else? Were there any findings in the report that surprised you?
I mean, Denver's a great place to be. I'm here locally as well. I mean, it's a beautiful city.
Sure.
A lot of job opportunities. I think in general too, when you look at the gig economy, almost 32% of them say that they expect to have 8+ jobs over their lifetime, which you think back 20, 30 years. I mean, that's almost unheard of.
Never would happen.
I think just the way that the internet and the IT world is presenting itself, there's just a lot more flexibility to where we don't have to report to an office every day to get the same job done now that we would have even 10, 15 years ago.
All right.
So in general, things are just changing.
So the economy is hot in Denver, and of course we can point to Dallas and Houston and DC and New York and LA. There are other places in the country, Cleveland, right? That are building up significant business opportunities. The job market's the major draw. The next question that has to come is, what are the obstacles to financial freedom when it comes to some of these millennials? What are they seeing as obstacles to financial freedom?
Yeah, I think we give millennials in general kind of a bad reputation for, hey, that they sit on their technology and not doing much with it, which, in the same survey, we found about 64% of them are saving and 73% of them are budgeting out their time, or budgeting out their finances as well. And again, I don't think we give them enough credit. They are worried about their money. And it tying back to sort of the way the job market is now, these same freelance contractors, they don't have the same 401k, the same IRA from a steady income stream job or a
Sure.
pension. And so they're finding ways, and part of what we're trying to do is helping them find resources to help save, help budget, and help really save for the future and for that the end all retirement, while this new sort of career atmosphere exists out there.
So, Matt, are you seeing like maybe the housing costs are kind of being perceived as an obstacle? I mean, here in Denver, if you're local, man, things are going through the roof.
They are, and it's housing, it's healthcare are the two biggest, and then just saving for the future. That's what we found that the majority of millennials are worried about, and what they're looking at. And then even sort of switching gears, I mean, you have the younger millennials, and then when you look at the older millennials and those that are starting families, having kids, we found that almost a third of them are keeping their finances separate. So when you think about a husband and wife, historically, hey, we're going to combine everything and we have one checking account that we operate everything out of. Not necessarily. I mean, we're at a third of couples that are keeping them separate, which again, when you think about planning and budgeting, makes it more difficult when you've got money sources going to two different places.
Well, you just kicked the hornet's nest, Matt. That
exactly.
Could be another.
That was a startling number.
That could be another segment altogether on the shift in the culture of the family unit as it is. All right, our guest is Matt Croker. He is with Bank of America. He's the Vice President of Small Business Banking Manager and Better Money Habits Champion for Bank of America. Where do we want to send our listeners for more information about this?
So at Bank of America, we've got a great resource. It's called BetterMoneyHabits.com. It's for clients of ours. It's for non-clients of ours. It's a no-cost service. And what it does is it goes from everything to how do you build credit? How do you budget? What does homeownership look like? How do I need to even prepare for homeownership? And then, as I alluded to earlier, retirement, from the, hey, I've got a 401k that's building up to, hey, I'm going job to job on freelance work, and how am I supposed to take money and invest it wisely? And so we've got all the tools and resources there at BetterMoneyHabits.com.
BetterMoneyHabits.com. Matt, we've got about 45 seconds left. What can somebody do today? A small step that a young adult can take right now to have a big impact in tomorrow's future.
I would say, first and foremost, take a look at your income, take a look at your budget. Within that website, we obviously have sample data within BetterMoneyHabits.com, and we saw a fourth of the people using the website saw their savings grow by 20% or more last year.
Come on.
And we saw about a seventh reduce the credit by about 20% last year.
And
millennials are our biggest user of this product because of the ease of technology along with it. So,
Matt Croker, thank you for joining us, man. This is good stuff. We appreciate Bank of America for taking the time for this interview.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got more positive business talk just ahead. That's right. We're going to talk more on how your influence matters. I'm going to break it down for you step by step. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk.
The Experience